Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for keeping tuned at Smart 24, where we drive your business. My name is Anthony Sabale, and I'm your host for Financial Markets, where we talk matters concerning saving and investment, capital markets, money markets, and all the latest information and fast-line information that you need to know on how to use your money to make you a little bit more money. Now, I'm very excited this morning. As you know, on this show, we're all about experts and people who have impact. And this morning, I'm glad to give you Miss Sharon Tumoshabe, who is the Vice President Advisory at Zeno Investment Management. Now, Zeno Investment Management, as we'll get to know later, provides financial services. And this way, they can help us on the show, improve you and me through some investment. Miss Sharon, you're very, very welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for hosting me. I'm very excited to be here today.
Wow. Let's start with Zeno. What is Zeno Management, Zeno Investment Management?
Okay, so Zeno Investments is a Ugandan-founded fund manager, licensed and regulated by the Capital Markets Authority. We've been in existence for 5 years now. Okay. We pride in technology, so we're using technology to ensure that we bring investments closer to you and wherever you are. So we have a web platform which is found at www.myzeno.com. So once you visit our platform, you're able to actually get free advice on how to invest, how to save, and how to plan for your financial goals.
Well, let's get started with, first of all, Zeno Investment Management. Why Zeno? Because I understand Zeno, as your CEO calls it, means something out of this world, yes? Why Zeno, and why should people actually be fascinated by this investment company?
So with us, we look at trends, we use technology,
okay,
and Zeno tailor makes all investment plans. So every customer that comes to Zeno has a specific plan, because we believe customers are unique, we believe customers are different. So having a one-size-fits-all becomes a bit not so good. So we believe that once we understand your needs, we understand your constraints, we understand your liquidity needs, we understand your knowledge and background, we are able to tailor-make for you a portfolio or a solution that suits your needs. We use goal-based investment, and goal-based is where you have to articulate why you're investing. So we get to understand, why am I putting money away? Is it for a short-term goal? Is it a mid-term goal, a long-term goal? So by taking goal-based investments, it means that we are not only here to invest your money, but we're here to walk the journey with you to a place where you're comfortable and you're able to take care of yourself and everybody that is your beneficiary.
Let's now get into the products you offer or the services. What are some of the key products that stand out in Zeno Investment Management?
So at Zeno, we look at funds. So we have several funds, and all these funds are pure funds. So when I say pure, I mean we don't mix up assets until we understand your risk appetite, your risk tolerance. Like I already mentioned, we look at you and your circumstances. So to talk about product in this case, I would relate it to funds. So Zeno has 4 funds currently, and we're looking at growing and having more funds. But currently we have a money market fund. Our money market fund mainly looks at investing in short-term assets. So short-term assets, you're looking at lending to government short-term through treasury bills. We also go ahead and invest by lending to banks through fixed deposits, yes. So anything that is short-term, if a customer comes and they say, my goal is 3 months, my goal is 6 months, anything less than a year, that's our money market fund. We also have a bond fund. So a bond fund looks at people who are able to lend long-term. So bonds start from 2 years. So you're able to invest not only in Uganda, but our bond fund actually invests across East Africa. So you get a bit of exposure to Uganda treasury bonds, corporate bonds in Uganda, and around East Africa. So you get that diversification. So we have money market bonds for the debt funds. Debt meaning you're lending. So for customers that don't want to risk their money, that want low-risk investments, that have a lower risk tolerance or conservative in terms of those that are really looking at preserving and not chasing high returns, we invest them in those 2 funds.
Okay.
The other 2 funds we have a domestic equity fund. So domestic equities, you're basically looking at companies listed in Uganda. So you right there watching me today, you're able to invest in companies like MTN, you're able to become a shareholder, you're able to invest some of your savings to these companies, Cipla, the likes of Stanbic Bank, Bank of Baroda, Uganda Clays. All these are companies ready for you as an investor who is saving money to invest and actually earn from dividends. Whenever these companies are making profits, you're able to make profits. So for domestic equities, it's high risk, because if these companies are not performing very well, you'll find that your return or your performance may be in the negative. So depending on your
Risk
goals
appetite.
or risk appetite, we are able to see how to mix these assets for you. So in terms of product, the last one is regional equities. So you're not only investing in locally owned companies, but you're able to get exposure to companies listed on the Nairobi Stock Exchange, Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange, and Rwanda. So regional means out of Uganda. So those are the 4 funds we have. And at Zeno, we look at risk tolerance, depending on your risk tolerance, and risk tolerance has different things. So the platform is you're able to go to our platform and engage certain questions we ask you. And then at the end of it, we are able to actually come up with a suitable mix of assets for you so that you're able to invest.
I've been to your website, and I think it's one of the easiest to use. I mean, everything is just like ta, 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 and you're done. How do you do this in such an easy way? How do you make this seem so easy? Yes?
It's not as easy as it seems. We've built all the technology, all the great work you see on Zeno is built by Ugandans. So we pride in coming up with solutions. So whatever you're seeing, whether it's the website, whether it's the USSD platform, we have an in-house engineering team that is building these things. We build tools, not only to show you how your money is growing, we've built tools to help you plan for the future. You might want to know, if I had 1 million today, what would this 1 million look like 10 years from now, 5 years from now? We have a planner on the platform. And the beauty about Zeno is that all this is free of charge. When you get onto the platform, the planning, being able to get a portfolio mixed up for you, all this is free. We only start charging you when you start investing. So the point of planning, we do the advisory for free using the platform. So thanks for noticing that it really looks easy. It's not very easy. There are people behind there. The engineering team is really working tirelessly to ensure that you get a great experience.
This is easy for the investor, and that's what I think everyone is looking for, convenience at the best. Now, we are talking, investment in equities, investment in the money market fund, bonds, and so on. And there are quite many other ways or channels that you can actually access these. What should make me as an investor actually come to Zeno and be like, you know what, I will not do this myself. I'll go through Zeno and invest my money?
So if you're there and wondering how or why Zeno, you need a professional. Because when it comes to the day-to-day, people know how to make money. Everybody has a job, so you know how to go make the money. But once this money has come in, there are different things you can invest this money in. And when it comes to financial markets or financial assets, they are professionals. We have professionals that have gone to school to study how to price, how to select, which analysis to do to select a particular stock. So then you need to go back and then educate yourself. How am I going to pick a stock X? How am I going to invest? Or what kind of return am I expecting in a bond? You leave all that hassle to the fund manager. So you be the boss. You give us the money, give us instructions. This is what I want. These are my goals. So then we are able to see, okay, if this is your goal, how are we going to help you use your resources or your savings to actually attain that goal? So here you're not only getting a professional who is helping you invest your money, but you're moving your money through time. Because when you have money today, you need to move this money through time so that by the time it's December, you're able to afford soap. So soap is 10K. What if it goes to 20,000 and you've only saved 10? So you need to invest this money. So at the point that you need it in future, it's still relevant. So inflation is that one thing that really affects savers. We know how to save. We've not known how to grow these savings. And then in future, once the future comes, you're not only having 10,000, but you have 10,000 plus, and then you're able to afford whatever goods or services that you want to purchase.
Yes, well, that's very beautiful. I believe actually we are not only bad at investing, but also saving. We're not doing very well as a country. I believe people are not still into the thing of saving, putting the 10% aside. I don't know how about the tithe and all that, but people are not saving. That's a fact. But now moving away from all that, there's this thing called risk and also security of the money that people have been, they want to save. And over the years, people have been, fleeced of monies on several platforms in cryptocurrency. We've seen people close down companies after people have put their money. What should give me, confidence that my money is safe and secure with Zeno?
So with Zeno, why you should actually go ahead and trust us is that once you invest this money, there's a structure. So we have the regulator who is Capital Markets Authority. And in here, anybody telling you about investments, first ask them, are you licensed? Are you regulated? Okay? So yes, we are registered. Being a registered company doesn't mean you have the license to actually go and collect money from individuals. So there are so many Ponzi schemes. There's even one that just closed recently. Customer called and they had lost money. Ask yourself or ask this person who is telling you about investments, what qualifications do you have? Are you licensed? Please go to the CMA website and see all the listed fund managers. Why you should trust Zeno is that we never at any point have your money as Zeno money. There's a structure. There's a trustee who is KCB Bank.
Okay.
So what the trustee does is the day-to-day management of the fund. They are like the legal owners of the fund. So KCB is the trustee. Okay. So the trustee represents all the members that are participating in this particular collective investment scheme. And in this case, Zeno has partnered with KCB Bank. We have the custodian. Now the custodian does safekeeping of assets. In this case, Zeno has partnered with Stanbic Bank. So Stanbic is our custodian. So when you send through your money through mobile money, or once you send through money using any bank, it is all sent to the custodian account in Stanbic Bank. Zeno never gets to touch this money. All we do is analysis, research, and investment decision. At no point does that money reflect on our balance sheet. Even when we are reporting our assets and liabilities, customers' money is off. We are currently managing close to 35 billion shillings.
Wow.
But all that money is held in custody with Stanbic for safety, to save the customer. So all these things that they bring to you or invest with us, you need to first find out, are you licensed? If I have my money with you, how safe is it? With Zeno, it's very safe. Even if Zeno winds down today, your money will be held in custody. So CMA, the trustee, the custodian can always appoint another fund manager. So at least you know that there's continuity. And it's the reason why our licenses are renewed every year. So it's not like you have a license and it's for life. Every year we have to renew. We report to CMA monthly. We have to tell them what we are doing, how we are doing it. They have to look at our books and our operations to make sure that customers' money is safe. Now, the other thing that should give somebody out there more trust with Zeno is that we don't invest outside of the financial markets.
Okay.
We only lend to government, we lend to banks, we lend to corporate institutions that have been approved by CMA. It's not like we are going to lend to private businesses. So if it's a corporate bond, it has to be either through the Uganda Securities Exchange or equities of companies that are publicly owned, like listed companies. We don't invest in private. So that also gives you the security to know that, okay, if I'm putting my money with Zeno, it's not going to be risked anyhow. It's going to be invested in a regulated environment. And these are cash investments. People are used to fixed assets, land, property, owning a business. But there are also these investments that people can actually invest their money in. You invest your cash, you take out your cash when you need it.
Oh, very good. Very interesting stuff right there. You're investing in very safe ventures and all this. Now, I know the question looming in the viewers' minds out there is, okay, now what if I want to cash out? How quickly can I cash out? What if I have an emergency? What if I want to change my mind? All those questions come up. How liquid is this investment at Zeno?
So the person out there, should you decide to invest in a collective investment, the way it is structured, it's structured in a way that on a daily basis, we are required to evaluate and credit your interest daily.
Okay.
So you know at every point T, how am I performing? Should you need your money, there is no lock-in. So even if you invested for a month or 2 months, 1 month, 1 year, at the point you need your money, all you do is initiate a withdrawal.
Wow.
And your money will be credited back to your account between 2 to 3 days.
Except the minimum of 10,000.
Yeah, except the minimum of 10,000. However, the people that would want to really close their accounts like for good will still pay out the 10,000 as well because it's your money. Yeah, the 10,000 minimum is for someone who wants to keep keep their account active.
Wow.
Yes, and come back
you trust
later.
in mobile money and banking, because now honestly, I would rather keep my money there. If I have a couple of millions that I'm trying to maybe save for my school fees, I would rather, I think, keep it with you rather than keeping it in a bank sometimes, which is separating my money and taking out some portions as interest. Don't you think now you're providing competition for the banks and other financial institutions?
Competition on the investment side, yes, but when it comes to the role of the bank,
yes,
the bank has another role it plays. Okay, things to do with giving you loans. We don't give loans, banks give loans. Okay. So you still need money at the bank. Okay. Money you need to give to an investment manager is money you don't need today. Money you need today should be at the bank. Money you need in 3 months, money you need in a month's time, in a year's time, is money to be invested. Good. So banks have a very critical role. We can't do without a bank, because even Zeno, you see, we are working with banks to actually make the investments, because then Bank of Uganda comes in to regulate the banks. So in this case, you need a bank account for your day-to-day running. Money you give to an investment fund like ours is money you don't need now. Because let's say school fees is coming next term. Do you have to wait until when school fees comes, or you can put some money aside? It keeps growing. So if you want to grow your money, you invest it with Zeno. Okay. Money you need today is money at the bank. So there's that. Of course, you may say competition, but the competition comes on the investment side. If you want to make an investment, would you rather do it with the bank or do it with a regulated fund? Yes. So sometimes it depends. It depends on the time. When it comes to mobile money, we've actually partnered with telecoms right now. Currently, if you're having a Zeno account, it is 0 transaction, MTN to Zeno. Wow. Okay. So it's not competition. Actually, telecoms are now partnering with us because they're seeing we are giving value. In this case, I'm talking about, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention names, but we've partnered with the telecom, and it's 0. If you're transferring money from, let's say, your MTN wallet to the Zeno account, it's free. And it's because we've partnered with MTN. And telecoms are also being very innovative because they're seeing where the trends are. Yes, we are helping people save money, but does it make sense for our customers to actually invest? Because most people save money on mobile money. I can even ask you, how much do you have on your wallet? I'm sure you have some little money. That's a saving. Money not spent is money saved. So than you just to have it on a savings or a mobile money account, it's better transfer it to the Zeno investment account. Let it grow. When you need to spend it, we send it back to your wallet.
Wow. Yeah. Everything here really sounds too good to be true, but we will take that, because recently when Mr. Matia Kasaija was talking to journalists 2 days ago, actually, they said that collective investment schemes have actually surpassed the target of government with a net worth of over 1.15 trillion. And this came as a surprise to even the minister himself, who said, I don't know really about these things, but I think Ugandans should start looking out for them. Let's talk about the collective investment scheme. I don't know how much time we have, but we need, I think, to know more about this, because this is, I think, one of the most liquid and most friendly investments you can make, as it can, be pulled out anytime. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
So, when I saw the number 1.15, I was very happy. I've been in the industry for the last 9 years, and building, I started with Stanley, but 0. It grew up to a certain level, joined UAP briefly, then joined Zeno. But I can give you the Zeno story. 5 years ago, we were at 0. We are now at 35 billion. So every day, every time people keep on investing.
So on the 1.15, you have
Zeno has 35,
35, wow. And there are only 5 schemes, I think 5 licensed
fund managers. Yes, of course, there are also those that have the lion's share of it all. Course. Yes, because they've been in business for some time.
But this is good for something that has just 5 years down the road.
No, for Zeno.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. It's a humbling one.
Recommendable.
It's a humbling one. It's been very humbling because, being a startup, a small company starting up and growing and people trusting you and being consistent and giving the value the value and the innovativeness, making sure you're giving a service that customers want and not forgetting support from capital markets. It's really been a journey whereby the capital markets actually support us so much. They want to understand what are your constraints, how can we support, what value can we add as the regulator. So getting to 1.15, it's a good one. I hope probably by end of year we could be at 2 trillion because we're having all this sensitization. So people, please, it's not just you're keeping money at home or in a savings box. With as little as 10,000, you're able to actually set up an account using your MTN number or going onto the website or finding a fund manager that is able to go ahead and invest your savings for you. So yeah.
Okay, you're going ahead, but we wanted to talk about that after the break, ladies and gentlemen. We are now talking collective investment schemes. This famous thing called the collective investment scheme that is driving people crazy. We are with Zeno Investment Managers, and we are with manager, if I can call her, Sharon. So she's still talking about what Zeno has been like for her and how you actually can get started with Zeno Investment Management so that you can start your investment journey. The earlier, the better. We're going to go for a short break, but when we return with more of Zeno and how you can get started. Don't go anywhere.